daily vlogs, video logs, Cale, there's no way. There's no way. Let's try it. 2 in a row. Hi, my name is Cale Carlson. I'm owner-operator of LEAAD Farms. LEAD, L-E-A-A-D. It's an acronym of my 5 children. Also my corporation, farming corporation, here in south central Nebraska, where I farm irrigated corn, soybeans, and seed corn. I have pickers behind my right shoulder. Let's zoom in real quick and check in on them. Yes, they are still harvesting. I need to get this pivot out of the way. It is out of the way. Now that it's out of the way, I need to shut it off. Follow along for the ride. Cale, why do you have a valley panel and a Rankine panel? I don't know, that's just what we have. Shoot, Laura did leave that one running. I think she told me last night to turn this pivot off. So that pivot, that small one, probably made 3 or 4 circles. Oops, sorry Laura. You maybe texted me to remind me, but I didn't get that till this morning. And Rankine panel that controls this Rankine pivot. For those of you that have been following along closely, I'm back out at this pivot. This one's becoming famous because it's given me a lot of troubles. Even had a 4-wheeler die out here once, a couple videos ago. This is a different 4-wheeler. The other one's getting fixed. It had several issues. Fouled plugs. Oh, the fuel pump. Plugs are fouled and the fuel pump was going out. Anywho, I'm going to start this one up. Seed corn field, September 7th. We are almost at the end of irrigating season. Stick along with me. You guys are starting to wonder, Cale, do you do this every day? Yes, this is pretty much what I do all day, every day, all summer long. I really enjoy it. Hopefully this puppy will fire up. Fired up, and it is pumping water. Come down here with me. You can see this will be a purple top turnip, and I think this one is a radish. Over here you have a corn hanging pretty low to the ground. I hope the pickers can grab that. This is a very bad weed. We don't want him in there. I see a lot of new faces here, so I'll just keep explaining it. Some of you guys have already heard this before. I am an underground irrigator. I pull my water. Let's walk over here. I pull my water from the Ogallala aquifer. I don't pull from rivers, surface waters. There's a lot of other farmers that do it that way. All of my water comes from underground. Some people are wondering, how large is the Ogallala aquifer? It's huge. If you would take all of that water and spread it out over the 50 states in the United States of America, it would cover that landmass in 1.5 feet of water. That's how big it is. Fun fact. Current update with I'm on top of one of the pickers. They just went down to 1 picker instead of 2. That's why I can stand on this one, because the plant couldn't quite keep up. They have 11 trucks running right now. And to answer some of you guys' questions, you guys got some really good questions. Yes, this is seed corn production. It is harvested on the ear, just like this. And you can see how it comes up this massive conveyor. and then goes into dump carts, and then the dump carts will dump it into the trucks. Let's just take a minute and look at that beautiful brand new John Deere tractor. I love it. Anyway, conventional corn, we will thresh this in the field, and the cobs and the husks will get left behind. But there's a couple of reasons seed corn companies do this. That way they can control the threshing at the plant. They'll dry it on the cob at the plant, and then they'll thresh it, and it'll produce a lot better product, better German stuff for us corn growers that will grow it next year. And we can maybe see that dump cart dump if the wind isn't too loud. What are some other things? I should give you a whole rundown of this huge Oxbow 8840 with a 16-row folding head. Pretty sweet machine. I've got, hey, shout out to Denton. Thank you, Denton. He's my good friend, my mechanic fixing motors. Right now he's getting that engine started. He said it wasn't a big issue. I couldn't start it, so we'll get this pivot moving that direction, and they'll move over to this field. They only have like 2 more passes on this field, and they will be done just like that. They really make quick work of this stuff. We'll shoot in over here and watch that machine pick. You can see they're picking it on the air, runs up the conveyor belt into the dump wagon, so that combine can continue going as this guy over here dumps. He's got hydraulic cylinders, pretty high. You can see those long cylinders lifting the entire cart. I believe they have about 10 to 12,000 pounds of corn and husks and other foreign material debris that goes with it in the cart. And then typically I believe they dump 2 carts into 1 truck. That doesn't make sense. 20,000 pounds. I wonder how much can those trucks typically haul for a legal loaded limit. I should do some math. I'll have to ask the guys kind of what their numbers are in there. Nice and gentle with the product. I've spent a lot of time growing this stuff. We don't want to hurt it or damage it now. Uh-oh, oh. No spillage. It's only when you start filming something that there could be some problems. I'll go over there and get my scoop shovel. Is that grain cart operator's job to scoop that back up? He's been dumping fantastic all day long, and the one time Cale pulls his camera out, have a little mishap. That won't be that big a deal. We'll just take it out of his paycheck, right? Some of you guys that have been watching the last couple of videos will recognize that deer blind and deer stand. That's the indicator that we're at the same spot that we've had issues with the pivot in the past. So as I'm driving out here, I see the pivot stopped and off, so I know exactly what the situation is. But fortunately, I was wrong. This pivot is not stuck. You can see Mom's landscaping rock that I used from the farm. Sorry, Mom. We don't have to use any more because it actually worked and walked through. So this pivot is off, but for a different reason. I believe it possibly has a bad alternator, wasn't charging the battery died at this position. Coincidence, probably. But we still need to run this pivot. What is it? Yeah, it's still September 7th. So we'll go to the engine and maybe fire it up, but I feel comfortable and confident at this. People say, and they're commenting on some of my other videos, why are you running the pivot when it's so muddy? But if you think about it, the pivot is creating mud. It's always running in mud. And in this valley here, the water flows down and creates more mud. But these tires, I mean, the entire system is built to be in mud all day, all night. This crop is still using water. We still need to get water to it. Murphy switch, starter, nothing. And I was correct. Good job, Cale. Pat on the back. And so when you spend more time with irrigation equipment than you do your own family, you really get a sense of who they are, how they act and interact. I just knew this was going to happen. So, do I have time tonight to go get another battery? I'll have to think about this. Time to make some decisions and get it up and running. Then we can maybe shut it off in the morning, let it run all night. That might be a good idea. Let's check the... Oh, look. This pivot intersects. So this is the south field. This is the north field. And it's nice that I can check this pivot from over here, checking this engine. It's pumped quarter mile that way is where the well is, and it's pumped all the way out here. But this corn looks very, very good. This is going to be wonderful corn. Look at those fat ears. The kernels are filled out. Oh wow, to the tip all the way. There was no tip back. That is yeah, follow along, stay tuned for harvest. There'll be lots of vlogs, videos for this harvest season. That's going to be a fun, easy one, hopefully, to film and document, because we don't care anymore. We just shoot whatever we're doing. Thanks for everybody else that's jumped on and subscribed. I love all the comments as well too. I'll try to make a list of the comments and then come out here and try to answer them in the consecutive next videos. That'll be my new goal.